Welcome to Zen Money Monday, weekly conversations with innovators, thought leaders, and entrepreneurial junkies about building good businesses, exploring what the idea of Zen money really means, and how to achieve it. With your host, author, business strategist, and Zen Money CFO, Liz LaJoy.
Hey there, welcome back to Zen Money Monday. Today I want to talk about building your strategy. This is an important step in the Zen Money Map process, and it really comes into play, especially if you're a business that has gotten over 6 figures in revenue. Usually leading up to that, we're just scrambling really hard to get our initial ducks in a row. We're working on understanding what our clients want and figuring out how to sign them and work with them and get everything going. We can certainly spend a lot of money in that initial stage, and our goal obviously is to get past that, but we might hang out in that early stage for a while and not spend a whole lot of time thinking strategically around our finances because we're busy focusing on other things in our business, and that's totally cool. But after that 6-figure mark, it really starts to become quite important, I think, to pay more attention to our numbers. People do this in a variety of ways. You can grow a very successful business without looking too much at your financial reality, but I will say it catches you short when you least expect it. So let's talk a little bit today about how you can implement what I consider to be the 3 most important parts of your financial strategy and think about your business a little bit differently, hopefully to help you grow faster and more successfully and more profitably in the future. So I like to think of our financial house and our business as having 3 pillars. We have our day-to-day financial work, which is the recording, reporting, tax work that we all know that we need to do. Sometimes we do it better than other times, and some of us do it more consistently than others. You might be the kind of person who doesn't look at it until the end of the year at tax time. You might be the kind of person who looks at it all the time and is constantly checking in. Regardless, we all have this day-to-day work that we have to do. We have to record what we're doing. We have to show up and do some version of reporting to the government, to be in business, all of that good stuff. The next pillar is strategy. This is really where the rubber hits the road in terms of thinking pragmatically and bigger picture about where you want to go, how you want to set up your business, what kind of models you want to use, pricing strategies, all of that fun stuff. So this is where we talk about profitability and cash flow and thinking about how you want to build out your team, fast or slow, and how that might affect your financials, right? It's the planning stage. And we want to do it regularly, if not every day or every month. We want to check in on our strategies, especially financially. And again, we're using money as a lens to look at the health of your business. So from a strategic standpoint, that can mean, what are we doing with our marketing? Do we have any initiatives that are really just dead weight, but we're continuing to pay for because we always have? Maybe it's staffing. Maybe it's some other version of spend in your business that needs a review. At least once a year, we want to look at all of this stuff. And then our third pillar is mindset, because if we're not aware of our stories and our habits around money that might have come along unintentionally into our business that are holding us back in one way or another, if we have big hopes and dreams that we're not fully realizing, and because we're not dealing with sort of the emotional connection around the money that's happening in our business, then we're not going to be as successful as we might be either. So I like to think of these 3 pillars as coming together in a Venn diagram. And where they overlap, we have the ability to plan. We have the ability to take action. We have the ability to focus. And if we can think about it that way, then it really helps direct your time that you're spending looking at your numbers and using them to make decisions in your business for yourself. And, we really need to be cognizant of all 3, because let's say you have your day-to-day work basically taken care of. Maybe you're working with a bookkeeper and they're keeping track of your numbers, and you send emails back and forth once in a while to make sure that all the things are, all your expenses are getting put in the right buckets and that you have your receipts being recorded somewhere and all of that. that might be going well, but if there's not real strategy around the next pieces of the puzzle, how much money did we make last year? How much money do we want to make next year? What are we going to do to double that income if that's one of our goals? A lot of times I see people spending a great deal of time in strategy at certain times of the year, and then it kind of gets put in a drawer, right? So we have a strategic plan, we spend a bunch of time with our team, we build out initiatives, we get all super excited about dreaming and scheming, but then we come back to the day-to-day and our real work isn't pushing all of those new initiatives forward. We're still going back to business as usual and doing the same old thing. So we want to make sure that we have a real living, breathing business strategy that is up to date and being utilized not only for you or by you, but with your team as well, so that everybody's singing from the same song sheet and you're really driving your business to where you want to go, because it's very uncomfortable to not see yourself moving ahead when those have been the plans, right? So we sit there and say, we want to get to A, B, and C, and then a year later, we're still not anywhere near there. That doesn't feel very good. Similarly, we can have great strategy and maybe our day-to-day is taken care of, but if there's something in our mindset that is telling us that money is scary, that money is scarce, that it's really hard to get and maintain, that we'll never have enough of it, all of that stuff can be underlying subconscious things that impact how well our business does. I've seen very successful business owners who don't pay a whole lot of attention to their money, and it comes in and it goes out just as quickly. And then they're always wondering why there's nothing left over for saving. Well, it's because they've been in that mindset that there's never going to be enough around for saving, and they don't take action once they recognize the mindset. So these three things really need to come together to allow you to plan, to focus, and to take action within your business. And one good way to think about spending time around strategy is at least once a year, usually at the end of the year, is a really nice time to take a minute and look back and say, how have we been doing? I also like doing this on a quarterly basis, where you can kind of just take a bigger picture look and say, are we on track for where we want it to be? And this can be at a very granular level. We've made plans for ourselves to be making $500,000 this year, $1 million this year. Well, a quarter way through the year, you should be able to be a quarter of the way through that plan financially. So if we want to be $1 million business this year, we need to have booked at least $250,000 in cash coming in the first quarter to hit that. If we're way behind, we want to ask ourselves why. Maybe we're a seasonal business. Maybe we know that the second and third quarter, that money's going to come in triplicate, and therefore we're still on track. But maybe we're behind the eight ball and we need to change up some of our marketing initiatives. We need to be, a little bit hot to trot in terms of getting new sales in. Those are the things that having a real financial strategy and reviewing it against your actuals can be very beneficial. This is what people who are successful, big business or small business, this is what we do. And, if we want to talk about planning, a lot of people think of, budgeting as this thing that happens that we're supposed to do, but we're not always sure how to do it. I look at this as a combination actually of mindset, day-to-day, and strategy, because the budgeting process is really just a planning process where we look at what happened, behind us in the last year, for example, and we project forward what some next year or other period of time is going to look like. And all you have to do is, if you're using an accounting system, you can export that into Excel or a spreadsheet, and you can look at what the last 12 months looked like, and then you can make projections based on that for what the future 12 months are going to look like. If you have no idea, it's a really good rule of thumb to add 3 to 4% onto what you spent last year, because usually things like utilities and baseline expenses will increase via inflation at the very least. If you have any new big projects coming up that are going to take some additional spend, let's make sure that gets put into your budget so that as you go through the year, you can say, oh, yep, we planned for that, and here we go. The bottom line is when you plan this way and you look at what you think your income is going to be, and then you map out what you think your expenses are going to be, you can see if coming down the pike, you're going to have the kind of profit you want, which is going to allow you to pay yourself, as we know. If you're going to have the kind of cash on hand to allow you to do the things you want to do in real time and not have to struggle with that whole cash flow monster thing. What kind of clients are you going to be working with and how much are they going to be paying you? Do we want to be changing our pricing this year or in the next 6 months? Are we going to be doing new initiatives or having new products on the market that are going to significantly change our financial reality? Let's have a plan for that, because if we don't, as we know, if we don't give our money a job to do, it will go somewhere. And so if we have something mapped out that says, if we expect to double our revenue, here's what we're going to do with that cash when it comes in, we're far more likely to spend it in something that's going to continue to grow our business, continue to line our own pockets, and less likely to spend all this time working to build our business and then wonder where the hell the money went. And I've seen that happen too many times. And, this stuff doesn't have to take a lot of your time, but it should be taking some of your time. So the other part of strategy is that we need to make sure that you're carving out time to do this work. You may find it useful to work with somebody to help you see your blind spots and think of the things you haven't thought of in terms of your overall strategy. That might include looking at how your day-to-day work is being done within your business. It might mean having somebody hold a mirror up and help you with your mindset work. It might be as simple as sitting down with your staff and saying, hey guys, where do you think we can go and do this better? We are often surrounded by people who can see things that we can't see. And if we ask for some help, it can definitely get us to the next stage faster, better, more robustly than we can do when we're just pushing by ourselves. So I hope this is a little useful insight into thinking about how to build your strategy and recognizing that you don't have to be all things to all people. You don't have to push in all directions. The other part about strategy is recognizing where your energies are most effective and how you're going to get all of this work done within your business and how you're going to bring money in so that all this work can get done in your business and ultimately can, put the money in your pocket that you want to see. So keep in mind those 3 pillars: day-to-day, general strategy, and mindset, and that all of them need your attention to be ultimately successful. They'll allow you to plan, allow you to take action within your business from a money standpoint, from a management standpoint, and ultimately to create that version of Zen money for yourself. Hope that this was a useful listen today. Next up, we're going to be having Nikki McKnight, who is an operations guru. I'm so excited to talk with her and share her expertise with you guys. So be sure to tune in to our next episode coming up. If you would like to take this all to the next level, I would love for you to join the Zen Money Mastery Workshop Series for free. All you have to do is sign up so that we can send you 7 days of videos and workshop information, exercises, things that are going to help you really take all of this bigger picture talking down to a granular level in your business at your own pace so that you can start building that Zen Money Map for yourself. All you have to do is go to zenmoneymap.com/workshop to get started there. Hope you have a great day.